Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I thought we would have a look at the suggestions past the developers again, this time for the mechanics section and also some additional stuff. Overall, it's looking pretty good. Would highly recommend pretty much all of these additions. There's none here which really strike a chord in a negative way. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe and like the video. Let's get started. The first suggestion is for a pages of history, but it's actually about a regiment specifically, but also the people inside the regiment. This is the 442nd Regiment Combat Team. This is the most decorated US Army unit of its size, with 21 Medals of Honor, 33 Distinguished Service Crosses, 1 Distinguished Service Medal, 560 Silver Stars, 22 Legion of Merit Medals, 15 Soldiers Medals, 4,000 Bronze Stars, and over 4,000 Purple Hearts. Through heavy fighting and great sacrifice from Italy to France, the 442nd managed to exceed expectations and also prejudices about Japanese-American loyalties and capabilities in the US during World War II. Notable actions undertaken by the 442nd included the combat around Hill 140, Castellina, Bruyères, and Bifontaine. Their most famed action, however, was when they were sent to rescue the Texas National Guard, nicknamed the Lost Battalion. It is in this battle at Vosges where the 442nd would manage to break through the German position and rescue the Lost Battalion, and somewhat notably, the only known case of a banzai charge against the Wehrmacht that has ever been recorded. Additionally, members of the 522nd Artillery Field Artillery Battalion were going to liberate portions of Dachau, and in 1962, the governor of Texas made all the members of the 442nd honorary Texans in honor of their actions at Vosges. For example, for some of them that could be added, you have Daniel K. Inu, a Bronze Star Distinguished Service Medal, which was upgraded to a Medal of Honor, and 3 Purple Hearts for his actions at Col Musatello, where he engaged a German bunker despite sustaining injuries, including taking a rifle grenade to the arm, which he would ultimately lose, but managed to take down the machine gun nest by use of grenade before collapsing. Through his actions, the American forces were able to take control of the hill, and none of his soldiers suffered casualties. By his discharge in 1947, he earned no fewer than 16 awards, and Daniel Inu would become the first Japanese-American senator and also the first elected member of the House of Representatives for Hawaii. There's also young Owa Kim, who got the Distinguished Service Cross Italian Bronze Medal for Military Valor, Italian War Cross for Military Valor for actions and command through Salerno and the liberation of Rome, 2 Purple Hearts and the French Croix de Guerre for the liberation of Bruyères and Bifontaine, as well as a plaque in his honor on the Bifontaine church wall. When the Korean War began, young Oh Kim, a Korean American, volunteered once again, but hid the fact that he spoke Korean to serve in a combat unit. He served as an intelligence officer and de facto operations officer in the 31st Infantry Regiment, and through his actions, many US and South Korean troops had their lives saved. Through his military career, young Oh Kim would earn no fewer than 19 awards, both domestic and foreign, and many, including Daniel Inu, believed that his Distinguished Service Cross should have been upgraded to a Medal of Honor along with other members of the 442nd. You also have Sadao Munemori, who got the Medal of Honor, Bronze Star, Purple Heart, posthumously awarded for actions near Seravezza, Italy. Sadao Munemori was the first and only Medal of Honor awarded to a Japanese American during or immediately after the Second World War. To quote the citation for his Medal of Honor, he fought with great gallantry and intrepidity near Seravezza, Italy. When his unit was pinned down by grazing fire from the enemy's strong mountain defense and command of the squad devolved on him with the wounding of its regular leader, he made frontal one-man attacks through direct fire and knocked out 2 machine guns with grenades, withdrawing under murderous fire and showers of grenades from other enemy emplacements. He had nearly reached a shell crater occupied by 2 of his men when an unexploded grenade bounced on his helmet and rolled towards his helpless comrades. He arose into the withering fire, dived for the missile, and smothered its blast with his body. By his swift, supremely heroic action, Munemori saved 2 of his men at the cost of his own life, and did much to clear the path for his company's victorious advance. A statue in his honor is present in Pietrasanta, Italy. There's also the flag of the Japanese Safety Security Force, which has been put in for naval. The Safety Security Force was a Japanese Coast Guard agency established in 1952 in August. It was a successor to the Coastal Security Force, but different to the CFF. It was a section of the Maritime Safety Agency, and SSF was a section of the National Safety Agency that have jurisdiction over both Safety Security Force and also the National Police Agency. Because of it, has become more military-like and finally has succeeded to the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. After the surrender of the whole Japanese military organizations, they were demobilized, but anti-mine warfare section was the exemption. In that time, there were lots of naval mines, and still left in modern times, and minesweepers were necessary for not only Japanese, but also allied nations. Because of it, the Safety Security Force had lots of minesweepers inherited from the US. In addition, they received multiple naval vessels from the United States, such as the Kusu-class frigate and the Yuri-class LSSL, so they decided for them to use their own flag, and this is the flag. The next suggestion is for IFF during STT. Basically, in War Thunder right now, a radar lock is displayed by a plain box around a locked aircraft with range, relative velocity, and movement information right next to it. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell the player whether or not the locked aircraft is a friend or a foe. So the idea is to display some IFF information next to or in the box that is currently being displayed as a lock. And yep, the simple thing is this would mean, especially in simulator battles, people wouldn't team kill as much because they would see the different setups. Basically, the idea is either when you lock a friendly target, the box will have an X in it, so therefore you can tell that it is a friendly. Another one is actually to put friend below the box, therefore you don't shoot the friend. This is actually based off historical stuff in a way, because there are certain vehicles that exist that can actually distinguish these things with their radar lock. We actually had some things added to the game recently which kind of show that from a kind of visual sense by telling the player what they are targeting. The next suggestion is pretty simple. It is the idea of adding Dutch crew voice lines with the addition of Dutch vehicles to the French tech tree in the form of the Benelux section. It makes sense to add in the Dutch kind of voice lines along with other nations as well. Why not? The suggestion actually goes through all of the different words to actually use for different areas too, so hopefully Gaijin can be able to record some and then kind of go from there. There's also a suggestion for War Thunder Live itself for localization. Basically, localization mods are a niche but present part of the community that don't have their own section within War Thunder Live, so this makes them more difficult to find for the layman, as you would have to search them via the localization or localization hashtags in the camouflage section instead. So the idea of adding it, therefore localization mods can be more easily found, and the last major part of the community content will have its place on the site, rather than hitching off the camouflage section which has to have right now. So basically just more tags to be able to see stuff. I mean, why not at the end of the day? As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem, Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.